I hope you guys like Abyss actors and Traptrix because a rogue just keeps on coming. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So the first necklace we're going to be looking at is going to be a Abyss actor top 8 finish. And I know that might take a lot of people back by surprise to be like, Abyss actors? Well, there's one particular card here that actually is kind of crazy, and it's Rise of the Abyss King. So target face-up cards on the field up to the number of attack position Abyss actor monsters with different names that you control and destroy them. Alright, and if you control a level 7 or higher Abyss actor monster, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this activation. It's a free board wipe that's in-house for your archetype that just is unrespondable when you have a level 7 or higher on the field, which, guess what? We have 2 of these to meet that relatively harsh requirement for this, and it's also not like, you know, our deck doesn't have the ability to just access this engine for free through Hyper Director. So we have triple copies of Comic Relief, triple copies of Curtain Riser, 1 copy of the Evil Heel, triple copies of Extras, 2 copies of the Funky Comedian, 1 copy of the Leading Lady, triple copies of the Mellow Madonna, triple copies of the Superstar. We have 2 copies of the Twinkle Little Star, 2 copies of the Wild Hope, triple copies of the Fantastic Theater, 1 copy of the Abyss-tainment, 1 copy of the Fantasy Magic, 1 copy of the Opening Ceremony, and triple copies of Rise of the Abyss King. Like I said, this is the literal best card that your deck could have going for you. We have triple copies of Lord Darkness, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 Terraforming, and triple copies of Infinite Permanence. Down here in the next trick, we have 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Boral Sword, triple copies of Hyper Director, with 1 copy of Raider's Knight, 1 copy of Utopia the Lightning, 1 Utopia Prime, 1 Baguski, 1 Utopia, 1 Dark Rebellion with 1 Arc Rebellion, 1 copy of the Abyss Dweller, 1 copy of Dragos Dopelia, and 1 Muddy Mud Mud. Then inside deck here we have triple Lancia, 1 Gamma Seal, 1 Jizakuru, 1 Kumamungus, triple copies of Nibiru, triple copies of Super Polymerization, 2 Dimensional Barrier, and 1 copy of Red Reboot here. Wrapping up, I would say probably one of the coolest rogue decks that I have seen in a very long time, and especially like in the rogue category here. That is awesome. Next up here is a Traptrix deck that made top 4 by Jeff F. And this is actually playing Temple of the Kings here. So you can activate 1 trap card the turn it was set. And then you can send Mystical Beast Surrogate. We don't really care about that. We just care about the fact that Temple of the Kings gives you immediate access to any of these particular trap cards on the particular turn that would be set, which means that you get Lord of the Heavenly Sky Prison access. The whole purpose of this is it gives you more of an immediate streamline, so you can basically proc Sarah and make a little bit stronger of a board turn 1. I really haven't seen anybody try to take access to this. I believe Lithium made a video for this, but this list actually came out before Lithium's video, so I think that's worth mentioning as well. So we have 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, 1 copy of Ecclesia, 1 copy of Dogmatica Fleur de Lis, triple copies of Lord of the Heavenly Prison, triple copies of Peril Exceed, triple copies of Diana, triple copies of Mantis, triple copies of Myramelio, 2 copies of Vesquilio, and then we have 1 Double or Nothing. Hey, still having the generic OTK built into your deck is probably going to be your best idea. Triple copies of Nadir Servant, triple copies of Temple of the Kings, 2 copies of Dogmatica Punishment, 1 Floodgate Trap Hole, 1 Gravedigger's Trap Hole, triple copies of Lost Wind, 1 Solemn Judgment, 1 Solemn Right, triple copies of Shade Brigade, and 1 copy of the old Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare. Down here in the next trick, we have triple Sarah, 1 copy of the Kularia, 1 Pentastag with 1 Boral Sword, 1 copy of Alamoraris, 1 copy of Redoer, 1 Nugaris Timeless with 1 Utopia and 1 Utopia Double, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Titaniclad, and 2 copies of Venintis. Side deck here we have triple Lancia, 1 Ash, 2 Nibiru, 1 Dark Willow No More, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, triple copies of Evenly Matched, 1 Imperial Order, and triple copies of Infinite Permanence here. Wrapping up, yes, Traptrix of all things. Next up here we have basically, this was a first place case tournament. This was George Fukushima's top 8 finish, actually winning the whole tournament here with Trickstar with Gren, Maju. There's actually a lot going on here with this list. So we have 1 copy of Alpha, the Master Beast, 1 Pinkertops, triple copies of Eater Millions, triple copies of Phantasme, 1 Gamma Steel, triple Orochi, triple copies of Grand Manju Diaiza, thank you, original OTKs, 1 copy of the Jizukuru, 1 Kumamungus, triple copies of Radion, 2 copies of Candina, 1 Coral Bane, 1 Licorice, triple copies of Allure Darkness, 1 Heartbeast Featherduster, triple copies of the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, 2 copies of Mystic Mind, triple copies of Pot of Desires, 1 copy of Scapegoat, 2 copies of Super Polymerization, 1 Terraforming, 1 Light Stage, 2 copies of Twin Twisters, 1 copy of Red Reboot, 2 copies of Solemn Judgment, 1 Summon Limit, 2 copies of There Can Only Be One, and 1 copy of Trickstar Reincarnation. Down here in the next check, we have 1 Zero Boros, 1 Pentastag, 1 Link Karibo, 1 copy of Link Spider, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 IP Masquerade, 1 Boral Sword, 1 Soldier of Chaos, 1 Dingrisu, 1 copy of Starving Venom, 1 Trifoverdom, 1 Dragostapelia, 1 Mud Dragon, 1 Dragon Necrosoul, and 1 Diplexer Chimera. Side deck here we have triple Droll Lockbird, triple copies of Nibiru, triple copies of Dark Will No More, triple copies of Evenly Matched, 1 Imperial Order, 1 Summon Limit, and 1 copy of There Can Only Be One. Wrapping up what I would say is one of the more interesting Trickstar Grand Manju list. I do have a feeling that once this deck gets into the grind game, though, you just grind your opponent straight out. Like, the minute you see the 8K come down from this, it's not going to be a good time for your opponent. Next up here, wow, we're playing the Rainbow Neos? Okay, so this is Shadal Mech Knight. This was from G-Man, placing top 4 in an event here. So we have triple copies of Alistair the Invoker, 1 copy of Pinkertops, 2 copies of Gamma Seal, triple copies of Blue Sky, 1 copy of Indigo Eclipse, 2 copies of Purple Nightfall, 1 Ariel, 1 copy of Rainbow Dragon, 1 Shadal Dragon, and 1 Elemental Hero Neos. Spells here we have 1 Call by the Grave, triple copies of Forbidden Droplet, 2 copies of Invocation, triple copies of Lightning Storm, triple copies of Magical Meltdown, 1 Mind Control, 1 copy of Mystic Mind, triple copies of Neos Fusion, 1 Set Rotation, triple copies of Shadal Fusion, triple copies of Super Polymerization, and 1 copy of Terraforming here, wrapping up the main deck. Down here in the next deck we have 1 Almirage, 1 Verti Anaconda, 1 Artemis, 1 copy of the Invoker of Madness, 1 Starving Venom, 1 Rainbow Neos. So interesting. We have 1 Mud Dragon, 1 Invoked Raijin, 1 Purgatrio, 1 Makaba, 2 Makaba, 1 copy of Elysium, 1 copy of Kaliga, 1 Shadal Construct, and 1 copy of Apocalon. Then we have triple copies of Phantasme, 1 copy of Gamma Seal, triple copies of Nibiru, 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, triple copies of Twin Twisters, 2 Evenly Matched, and 1 copy of Red Reboot here, wrapping up G-Man's top 8 finish for you guys. Next up here, we have Dogmatica Virtual World. Not just kidding, it's just Sword Soul Virtual World. This is, we extended out the whole 60 card package for this deck. Said, you know what, we're going to make this work. So we have 1 copy of Celestial, 2 copies of Malicious, 1 Fleur-de-Lis, 1 Maximus, 2 copies of Ecclesia, triple Magician Souls, triple Mo Yi, triple Tai, triple Long Yun, triple copies of Lili, triple copies of Lulu, 1 copy of Tutu, 1 copy of Lao Lao, triple copies of Gigi, 2 copies of Emergency Teleport, triple Forbidden Droplet, triple Fusion Destiny, triple Nadir's Servant, triple copies of Pot of Desires, 2 Prosperity, triple Sword Soul Emergence, triple Talents, triple copies of Kowloon, triple copies of Qinglong, 1 Schism, and 1 Shuche. Then we have 1 Verti Anaconda, 1 M7, 1 Senshin, 1 Tzolk'in, 1 Qingying, 1 copy of Chizao, 1 Crystal Wing, 1 Coral Dragon, 1 copy of Boxia, 1 Baron de Fleur, 1 Anitis, 1 Winda, 1 Construct, 1 Apcalone, and 1 Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. Side deck here we have triple Lancia, triple copies of Droll and Lockbird, triple copies of Dark Will No More, triple copies of Lightning Storm, and triple copies of Evenly Matched here, wrapping up this chunk of deck profiles for you guys. Anything exciting here that you guys like? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day with some more cool awesome content. I wonder how much more meta change we'll see in the next couple of days. Peace out, guys. Have a good one. Patrons! Thank you! Ah!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.